It's HARKONNEN! Season 3, Episode 6. Spacing Guild Realness and Atrate's Bitterness. Opening credits. A montage of brutalist GD Prime architecture, blossoming poison flowers in time-lapse and shimmering spice silos. The show's logo, it's HARKONNEN, appears in chrome and black marble. A deep, menacing synth-pop themed place. Scenes start, and the Baron's Bunker broadcast studio night. This studio is opulent and grotesque. Walls of polished obsidian are lined with humming, mysterious technologies. Spencer chairs upholstered in some poor creature's hide float aimlessly. Santa's stage, bathed in a saffron orange light, is Baron Vladimir HARKONNEN. He hovers in his personal suspensor harness, his immense bulk draped in flowing black silks. His smile is a predatory slash. HARKONNEN, happy pride, citizens of the Emperor Shaddam IV, Baron HARKONNEN wishes to employ many gestures of good faith and tips for Pride Month filled with social cohesion for you and your family, protected under the kindly purview of Chome. I'm broadcasting to you as always from my surprisingly undisclosed bunker in the volatile regions of GD Second so that our tips to make your Pride festivities are broadcast without disruption. He gestures benevolently with one powdered, beringed hand. The gesture is slow, deliberate, and carries an implicit threat. HARKONNEN, last week we showed you how to turn decommissioned Atrate's frigate plating into charming, rustic sheet planters for your carnivorous GD flora. The week before, we discussed how to budget for entertaining on a tight spice salary. But this week, we celebrate Vex, a swell of triumphant, synth-heavy future funk with a menacing undertone. HARKONNEN, this episode, we have decided to do a Vogue ball. Tonight's theme, Spacing Guild Realness. The crowd, a mix of GD Prime's terrified elite and off-world sycophants, erupts in manicured applause. HARKONNEN, we want to see you serve navigators, serve prescience, serve the very fabric of space and time. Let's meet our judges. First, my dear nephew, the man whose straightforward tastes are a refreshing palate cleanser, gloss of the beast, Rabban. The camera pans to Rabban, who is crammed into a chair that's too small for him. He grunts and smashes his fists together. Rabban saw contestant backstage. Looked weak. We'll see. HARKONNEN, such discernment. Next to him, a mind of exquisite calculation and twisted insight. My personal mentat, the delightful Peter de Vries. Peter de Vries, all sharp angles and stained lips, offers a thin, cruel smile. Peter, the theme postulates a paradox, embodying a state of being that is, by definition, beyond human comprehension. The probability of failure is significant. I look forward to observing the data. HARKONNEN, and finally, our special guest judge. In the spirit of reconciliation, we have graciously invited a distant, very distant, relation of the Imperial House who has certain unfortunate past associations with Kaladin. Please welcome Ilara Verishers. The camera finds Ilara, a pale, haunted-looking woman in a simple gray dress. Two HARKONNEN guards stand directly behind her chair. Her smile is a rictus of terror. Ilara, voice trembling it isn't. Honored to be here, my Baron. To witness such creativity. HARKONNEN. Chuckles? A low, wet sound, isn't she charming? Now, to the first category. Runway to open all. High folding space. We need to see a walk that defies conventional physics. A walk that suggests you are both here and elsewhere. A lanky contender in a shimmering orange jumpsuit, Barnabas struts onto the runway. His walk is jerky, uncanny, as if he's skipping frames of reality. Peter, the gait is illogical. An interesting simulation of non-Euclidean movement. The calculation is amateurish, but the ambition is noted. A 6. Rabin! He's flimsy. A stiff breeze from an open cargo bay door would knock him over. I want to see power. 3! Harkonnen. Oh, hush, nephew. It's not about brute force. It's about presentation. Look at the way his gaze is unfocused, seeing all timelines at once. It's so much more sophisticated than, say, the monovision of a certain dour duke we could name. Ilara, what do you think? Ilara flinches at the sound of her name. One of the guards shifts his weight meaningfully. Ilara. The lines are breathtaking. He truly captures the loneliness of the void. A 10. Yes, a perfect 10. Harkonnen. Wonderful. Such bipartisan enthusiasm. Next category. Hand performance. Charting the unseen paths. A performer named Vex, with long, metallic gloves, takes the floor. Their hands slice through the air, drawing invisible, complex patterns. Their fingers flutter and lock into sharp, angular shapes. Harkonnen! Yes! Look at that! Tracing a safe route past a smuggler's nest in the Erdani system. Now, a clever thing around a gravitational anomaly. That's a story told only with the phalanges. Peter, a competent recitation of the primary 17 stellar axioms. However, there is a distinct lack of flair in the transition from Riemannian to Lorentzian manifolds. Derivative, a 5. Rabin. Squinting, he's just wiggling his fingers. This is stupid. Give him a weapon, then we'll see some hand performance. 2. Harkonnen. Alara. Such subtle storytelling must appeal to you, remind you of the ponderous, plotting poetry the Atreides so enjoyed. This is poetry in motion. Ilara. Sweating at ease. Masterful. My heart. It feels as though it will leap from my chest. A 10. Truly, I've never seen its equal. Harkonnen. I agree completely. Now, for the final category of the evening, the one we all wait for. Face. The spice agony. We need a face that is serving you pure, undiluted, transcendent beauty born from incomprehensible pain. A face that has seen the vision. A new contestant, Viscountess Ixiana, glides forward. She is draped in saffron silks, her face a mask of placid perfection. As the music swells, she stops, her eyes widen. A single, perfect tear traces a path through her pearlescent makeup. Her mouth opens in a silent, ecstatic scream. The expression is one of both horror and utter bliss. The studio is dead silent. Rabin, leaning forward, genuinely impressed, huh? That's pretty good. Looks like when I stepped on that cat. 8. Peter, the micro-expressions, the clenching of the orbicularis oculi muscle simultaneous with the relaxation of the zygomaticus major, an agony that computes as divinity. Flawless. It's a 10. HARKONNEN. Voice thick with the motion exquisite. Utterly exquisite. It conveys a truth even the Bene Gesserit witches, with all their posturing, can barely articulate. It shows that true beauty, true power, comes from embracing the agony, from consuming that which could destroy you and making it your own. It is the Harkonnen way. Elara, you seem overwhelmed. Elara is weeping silently into her hands. Harkonnen, tears of joy, I see. Your score? Elara, through a sob 10. 10, please. Harkonnen, then it's unanimous. The trophy goes to Viscountess Ixiana. A servitor brings out a trophy. A miniature navigator tank made of crystal, filled with shimmering orange gas. Inside, a tiny, golden human figure floats. Harkonnen, Viscountess, for your sublime performance, you win this trophy, a lifetime supply of GD Prime's finest in fine wine, and a ceremonial poison ring from my personal collection. Wear it in good health. The Viscountess accepts, bowing so low her forehead nearly touches the floor. Harkonnen, turning back to the camera, his good humor restored, and there you have it. A celebration of vision, power, and style. The very things our enemies lack. When you see someone in a drab, functional, gray dreads cut uniform, remember the color, the pain, the drama you saw here tonight. Let that bluntness be a lesson to you all. True pride is about decadent, unapologetic presentation. He beams a terrifyingly jovial sight. Harkonnen, join me next week when we'll be turning an Atreides ceremonial signet ring into a delightful and functional napkin holder. Until then, stay decadent. The synth pop theme swells. The credits roll over a slow-motion shot of the Baron laughing silently. Credit roll text. This episode is dedicated to the memory of our rival home and garden host, Hugh Fear Howard, who has recently retired. Scene end. Commercial break 1 of 3. Scene start. The screen fills with a stark, hyper-stylized shot. A single drop of viscous, black liquid falls in extreme slow motion into a pool of shimmering oil, the ripples spreading out like cosmic waves. A low, seductive synth note hums. Voiceover, a deep, impossibly smooth female voice. They say scent is the sense most closely tied to memory. A lie. Scent is tied to authority. Visuals. A rapid, jarring montage. A pale hand wearing a heavy, angular ring gestures dismissively. A sycophant flinches back, not from the gesture, but from an unseen presence. The sharp, geometric silhouette of a woman in a severe black gown moves through a crowded hall, a wake of clear space forming around her. Voiceover. Some scents recall fields of flowers, a naive sentiment for a dead world. Some recall the spice, a vulgar display for those who must buy their power. The camera lands on a brutalist cut crystal bottle. It's faceted like black diamond and holds an inky liquid. The name on the bottle is etched in silver. Wardajiri. Voiceover. True influence requires a scent that recalls nothing. A void. An elegantly structured threat that precedes your arrival and lingers after your departure. A final, lingering shot of the perfume bottle standing alone on a slab of polished obsidian. Voiceover. Wardajiri by Harkonnen Fine Chemicals. Your atmosphere. Their submission. On-screen text. Available only at licensed Chum luxury vendors. Inquire about our subway dosage atomizers. Scene end. Commercial break 2 of 3. Scene start. The ad opens on what appears to be a warm, happy family dinner. A father, mother, and 2 teenage children sit around a metallic table, smiling and passing platters of brightly colored food cubes. The lighting is soft. Voiceover at chipper. Reassuring male voice. In these uncertain times, family is everything. But is your family your family? A slick graphical overlay animates over the screen. Red alert boxes pop up over the smiling mother and son. Text appears next to them. Biometric stress, elevated. Pupillary deviation, deceptive. Vocal spectrum, subversive. Voiceover, trust is a currency more valuable than Solari. And like any currency, it is easily counterfeited. Visuals. A shot of a sleek, black disc, no larger than a coin, subtly mounted on the wall above the family. It is a single, unblinking red light in its center. The camera zooms in on it. Voiceover. Introducing the HARKONNEN home loyalty system. Our patented passive sensor suite monitors all bioreadings within your domicile, flagging seditious sentiments before they become actions. Is your ad developing an unhealthy fixation on Atreides honor? Is your spells making unauthorized off-world comms? Is your mentor hiding crucial data points? The smiling father now looks directly into the camera. His smile widens, becoming predatory. He taps a command ring on his finger. Voiceover. HARKONNEN turns suspicion into certainty. It's not paranoia, it's peace of mind. On-screen text. HARKONNEN. Because trust should be verified. Below, in smaller text. Auditory punishment module sold separately. Not liable for familial disintegrations. Scene end. Commercial break 3 of 3. Scene start. A jarring industrial beat kicks in. The visuals are gritty, grainy, black and white. We see massive pistons pumping. Endless rows of grin-faced workers in gray overalls march in perfect synchronicity towards a fast refinery. Voiceover, a harsh, booming, digitized voice, like a propaganda broadcast. The body is a machine. The machine serves the state. Do not pollute the machine with sentimental flavors. With decadent spices! With inefficient joy! A close-up on a machine extruding a thick, spray paste into a square, foil-like packet. The packet is stamped with a simple, blocky logo. Voiceover. The state requires peak efficiency. The state requires compliant fuel. A worker rips open a packet with their teeth and squeezes the contents directly into their mouth. The face is completely devoid of expression. Voiceover. DD Grub Team. A complete nutritional profile in a shelf-stable state-approved nutrient slurry. Available in 3 authorized textures: gritty, gelatinous, and paste. A final, stark shot of a single packet at GD Grub Team. Voiceover. Satisfaction is a distraction. Sustenance is a duty. On-screen text. GD Grub Team. Fuel the work. Silence the tongue. A Chome logo briefly flashes before the ad cuts to black. Scene end. Scene start. In the Baron's bunker after party deep night. The opulent broadcast studio has been transformed. The obsidian floors are now slick with condensation and spilled iridescent cocktails. The lighting has shifted from the saffron of the Vogue ball to a throbbing, hypnotic pulse of deep blues and purples. A relentless, industrial trance beat with a looping, ecstatic vocal sample echoes through the space. The genial leader in the throes of a mass can binge. Their movements are fluid, their eyes wide and black. Strangers are stroking each other's faces with unnerving tenderness. Two hulking HARKONNEN guards, who hours before were symbols of brutal oppression, are now weeping softly as they braid each other's hair. Hovering serenely above it all, Baron Harkonnen watches the scene with the detached satisfaction of a biologist observing a petri dish. Harkonnen, welcome back, loyal viewers. The Spacing Guild Realness Ball was a triumph of the spirit, a pageant of ambition. But what is a celebration without a proper afterglow? He gestures to the writhing, blissful mass below him. Harkonnen, as any seasoned host knows, the hours after the main event are crucial. It's when true bonds are forged. That's why, for tonight's parade prep went down, we've raided the room with a special gift from my mentor's personal chemistry set. A little something we call empathic commingling nectar. Camera pushes in on Pita de Vurais, who stands at the edge of the room, clipboard in hand, looking profoundly displeased. Piter, a meticulously engineered phenethylamine derivative. It temporarily inhibits amygdala function while triggering a catastrophic release of oxytocin and serotonin. The subjects experience a boundless, albeit artificial, sense of connection and universal love. It makes them pliable. The resulting neurotoxicity and spiritual ennui tomorrow will be extensive. Data collection is proceeding nominally. Harkonnen. Chuckles, you hear that? It's science. The perfect party favor. Let's see how our guests are faring. Nephew. The camera finds Robin stumbling through the crowd. He looks utterly bewildered. A willowy young man with tears of joy streaming down his face clings to Robin's arm. Willowy man, your strength. It's just a shell for a soul that longs for connection. I see you, beast. I truly see you. Robin! Shoving him away, confused. Stop seeing me. Why is everyone touching? Their tactical discipline is appalling. This is the most inefficient party I've ever been to. Robin accidentally knocks over a tray of the nectar-infused cocktails. He watches, horrified, as two nobles get on their hands and knees and begin lovingly lapping the spilled liquid from the floor. Robin. Disgusting. The weakness. It's suffocating. Harkonnen. He's still learning. Now, for a more sophisticated perspective, we check in with our delightful guest judge, Alara. The camera finds Alara Verisha sitting perfectly still on a plush divan. Her eyes are like saucers. Viscountess Ixiana, the Vogue ball winner, is tenderly feeding her a piece of candied narco fruit. Alara chews it with the look of beatific terror. Harkonnen. Alara, my dear, what are your thoughts on Harkonnen hospitality now? Alara. Voice a dreamy, horrified whisper, my baron. I understand now. The hate, the cruelty, it's all just love turned inside out. You're the most loving man in the galaxy. Your plan to crush the Etrids, it was an act of radical, possessive intimacy. I see the beauty in my own subjugation. Thank you. Thank you for this clarity. A single blissful tear rolls down her cheek as she accepts another piece of fruit. HARKONNEN, the camera. With a deeply satisfied smirk, you see, social cohesion. It's not about marches and banners. It's about a complete and total breakdown of the individual will, replaced by a blissful, chemically induced adoration of your host. A perfect tip for your own pre-parade gatherings. The trance music continues to throb. The sons of GD Secondus are just beginning to rise, casting a sickly gray light through a high viewport. HARKONNEN. And now, the final design element of any truly successful party. The countdown. By the time the noon parade begins, my guests will have exhausted their supply of serotonin. They will be spiritually hollowed, emotionally barren, and physically incapable of lifting a protest sign, let alone waving a rainbow flag. He looks down at the sea of gurning, spent bodies beginning to collapse onto one another. HARKONNEN. They won't be marching with pride. They'll be hiding in their quarters, battling a sense of existential dread so profound they will do anything for a return to simple, brutal order, and I will be there to provide it. He floats towards the camera, his face filling the screen. The expression is one of paternalistic concern. HARKONNEN. And what should you serve for the morning after? Skip the bland electrolytes and nutrient paste. I recommend my signature, HARKONNEN Hangover Helper. A lukewarm glass of reclaimed water, a stern recitation of your personal failings, and a mandatory viewing of your family's security footage from the previous evening. Nothing cures a chemical imbalance like a healthy dose of shame and fear. He smiles, a truly awful sight. HARKONNEN. Tomorrow, they may miss the parade, but they will have achieved a state of GD Prime realness no rainbow flag can ever convey. Until next time, stay depleted. The camera pulls back, showing the Baron hovering like a malevolent moon over a landscape of exhausted, twitching bodies as the harsh morning light fills the room. The music slowly distorts and grinds to a halt.